the back there as well. If you don't have one, feel free to just grab one. It's a free gift from TQ. If you're going to church camp and you don't have a tote, if you haven't been to camp before and it's your first time, the tote is free. Talk to Mandy in the back there. She's the one with her hands up.
She's waving it.
And if you lost your old tote from another time of going to camp, you can get a new one. You just also have to talk to her about it. Same person.
Any first-time guest?
You get free stuff.
First-time guest? This is disappointing, guys.
All right.
Well, dismiss the cafe then. Do better.
Bust down the door of my heart, Lord, it's your home. You don't need no keys, I'm on my knees, begging you please. I gotta settle this thing once and for all. You got my heart, my soul, you can have it all. I'm on my knees, begging you please, Lord. I'm on my knees, begging you please, Lord. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone.
Okay. I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. The sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day. In every single way. The God who made the universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day. Baby in my arms, walking through the neighborhood, living in the present, not what I shoulda or coulda. I remember back when I was low as a rug. Now I'm standing up, look at what my father does, turning all things new, gray skies blue. Hear the church say, yeah, won't he do it? I know he's got my back. it's a good day.
My life be like, ooh, yeah, ooh. My life be like, ooh, yeah, ooh. Yeah, ooh. My life be like, yeah, ooh. My life be like times like these that make me say, yeah, Lord, if you see me, please come my way. Like leaving breadcrumbs for when I stray. Yeah, well, I'm sacrificing the price you pay. Like living like a fingertip. Sometimes I fall, I slip. Yeah, more feelings I be more like you. Yeah, not to put you fight with the things I do. I'm on an island by my lonesome stranded. Low key and staying candid. Reflect on all the things I try my hand at. Search for the equation to persuasions I'm used to. Finding comfort in the zones of clouds and bones I get loose to. A mountain is Fontaine. Spinning in monsoon and grinning is high octane. Explosive how I came. Rolling down the hills cause life's a hassle. Encircled by my folly like a moat around the castle. Stay afloat. Catch a second wind thin is the air I breathe. Teary-eyed nose running. Wipe the snot on my sleeve. I'm calling on the Savior to be all that I need. Please forgive me my behavior. Had me lost in light speed. Times like these that make me say, yeah, Lord, if you see me, please come my way. Like leaving breadcrumbs for when I stray. Yeah, well, I'm sacrificing the price you pay. Like living like a fingertip. Sometimes I fall, I slip. Yeah, more feelings I be more like you. Try not to put you fight with the things I do.
The fear of never falling in love, and the tears after losing the feelings of what you thought love was. Like the
Howdy, howdy, howdy. How are y'all doing? Woo, I'm doing good. Guys, I've been thinking about this for a bit. Shout out to oatmeal raisin cookies. They're the best ones, and I'm tired of pretending they're not. All right, Joel, what's your favorite cookie? What's your favorite? See, when I'm at a party and I grab a chocolate chip cookie and I grab the oatmeal raisin, I eat the chocolate one first, and I'm like, it's going to taste better. And then I eat the oatmeal raisin, and I'm just like, if you can't tell the difference, then that's on you. Then you deserve to have your day ruined. Snickerdoodle. Some snickerdoodle is pretty good, but doesn't mean good oatmeal raisin. I got a game for y'all. How many are there? By my calculations, 22. My guess is 22. Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20. I appreciate that. All right, y'all split up into teams of 5. I didn't even tell y'all the game yet. That's all right. Oh, and leaders. Yeah, hey, leaders. You can play too if you want. I low-key forgot y'all over here. Alicia, Ethan, get in here and play the game. Are y'all doing math right now? What are y'all doing? Boom, 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 boom. Y'all gonna knock that down. Ooh. No, don't come up here. Go find a team of 5. They're making teams of 5. I just said y'all can play. But I was like, Ethan, at least you're going to want to play. All right, if you have your team of 5, raise your hand for me. All right, this team of 5. Y'all come grab. Each of y'all need 1 cup, and y'all need 1 ping pong ball per team. So just 1 ping pong ball. Aiden, respectfully, you were not a part of that team. All right, once you get done, find a place to line up here. You're going to want to line up where you can see the back wall. No, just 5 people. You get 5 people. Next group of 5. Are y'all a group of 5? All right, y'all come grab. Each of y'all need a cup. You only need 1 ping pong ball for the entire group. Y'all are a team of 5? Y'all are done? All right, y'all be next. 1 second. Once you're done, find a place to line up in front of the stage where you can see the back wall. You want to have a clear view of the back wall. All right, next group of 5. Y'all come grab your stuff. Each of you need 1 cup, and you need 1 ping pong ball for the entire group. Yeah, I got you. All right, y'all come grab your stuff. You need 1 ping pong ball for the entire group, and then you all need a cup. And then find a place to line up where you can see the back wall. One ball for the entire group, yeah. All right, last group. Y'all each need one cup, and then you're going to get one ping pong ball for the entire group. Yes, 6 items. Nice job. That's so embarrassing. Each person needs one cup, and you're going to have one ball for the entire group. How this game is going to work is it's going to be your guys' job to get that ping pong ball to that side of the room. So you're going to want to touch that wall. But the thing is, you can only move the ping pong ball by tossing it from cup to cup. So if you have the ping pong ball in your cup, you cannot move. So for example, let's see it. Show it off. You got to get the ping pong. All right, let's say I'm you, right? I'm like, Wyatt, we got to go over there. Boom. He catches it. He would go to the next person. Yeah, you're trying to get to the other side and touch the wall. Depending on how good you guys are, we might come all the way back. If you guys are really bad at it, we're just going to go first one there. If you drop the ping pong ball, if that ping pong ball touches the ground, you are out. No, I want to see tossage. None of this dropping stuff. Nah. I'll say you got to be, bro, you got to be like, I don't know, y'all know feet? Be inappropriate. You could be a good distance. Arm distance. You got to be arm distance apart, yeah. Now, you may be wondering, oh, there's only 5 of us. How are we going to make a whole line? Once you go, you better run to the back of that line because you have to keep on going. As far I think, all right, I just want to hear a group consensus. Should there be a limit on how far you can go between people? If you say yes, let me hear you say yay. Should there be a limit to how far you can go? You can throw it to somebody. Yes. If you say yes, let me hear you say yay. If you say no, let me hear you say nay. All right, cool. There's no limit. All right, the game will start. The person starting with the cup or starting with the ping pong ball has to touch. Yeah, person starting with the ping pong ball has to touch the stage. So whoever's starting, make sure you're touching the stage. The rest of y'all can go however you want. I didn't say go. I'm just saying spread out. Do what you want. Why are y'all starting already, bro? Not yet. Not yet. We had a team start, early start. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, y'all threw it early. That's what y'all got to deal with now. If you drop it, you got to restart. Oh. I think every team dropped it. Oh, my goodness. You can grab another one. There you go. You're not allowed to bounce it on a table. I'm going to let it pass. They were smart. They were smart. No, you're good. You're good. If it hits a table, it counts as the ground. So that one did count, Noah. Noah, that one does count. I let you slide with the first one. Ooh.
Wait, we can move around, right?
If you have the ball in your cup, you can't move. You gotta touch the wall, Noah. Yeah, that's first place. We got this one. Keep it going. Keep it going. Technically, Ethan didn't touch the wall. No one else has finished yet? You can't throw it with your hand, by the way. Oh. These two teams are trying like a These two teams are just throwing it far, hoping for the. Oh, all three of them are now. You are the only team going for this strategy. Oh, it's working. You got to touch the back wall. Keep the momentum. Oh no! So close. What happened to Eels ping pong? That's crazy. Stop it! Okay, it's gonna go. Someone just gets second, bro. You gotta touch the wall. Touch the wall with it. Why are you running? Why are you moving with it, Brienne? Why did you- What is that? Brienne was playing football, dude. What are you doing? You're so... All right, I'm going to give y'all until it says 6:26. Yeah, that was a crazy voice crack. Don't break the cuffs, bro. Are you just throwing more and more? One second, I got you. I've got an idea for next one. Don't worry. Dang, this clock taking a while. I think it's 6:26. All right, that's time. This next one is just for my own curiosity. Everyone find one partner and one ping pong ball. Keep your cup, get one ping pong ball between the two of you. I don't know where all the ping pong balls went. Montana was just throwing them, so check somewhere out there. This is just my own curiosity. I just want to see how this is going to go. The ping pong balls have been thrown somewhere out there, so if you're missing one, look out there. All right. Is everybody ready? Whoever is starting with the ball needs to touch the stage. Everyone else can go wherever you want. I don't really care. You ready? Yeah, you're good right there. All right, the game starts in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my gosh. They were all just... Did y'all get it already? I didn't even see it. I believe you. How did you get it? I've not heard these noises from y'all. This is scary. Y'all did it? Peyton Abigail got it. Wow. Nice. All right, y'all have until I decide to count down from 10, which could be really any time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. That was a really bad throw. 3, 2, 1. That is time. Y'all come throw the ping pong balls back. Don't throw them. Put them back in here. Stack your cups up, please. Nice job. Enjoy the rest of Team Quest. I forgot that part.
How's it going, Teen Quest? How's everybody tonight? Woo! So, good news, bad news. Bad news is you're stuck with me for another week. Good news is Jeremy and them are on their way back. Should be landing here soon, so they'll be back next week. So if you joined us last week, we started a little two-part series that I've been teaching called 1 of 300. So last week we looked at the Spartans and kind of the mentality and attitudes they had towards this fight that they went up against and how we could learn from it. It was an idea of looking outside of just Scripture. Like I said, it was a way that as growing up when I was y'all's age, I started thinking about this, just engaged with it, was able to apply it kind of to my faith and encourage y'all to do the same. Any way that gets you encouraged to read and think about the Bible. It doesn't just have to be reading scriptures. There's other ways to engage with it. And so we talked about having a purpose and what your purpose is, and it's more than a moment or a thing or part of what you do. Like, this is not my purpose. My purpose is to live out everything I do in a way that honors Christ and brings glory to Him. And then I want to do it with pride, right? I want to be proud of it. It's not something I want to be ashamed of. It's something I want to take pride in. I want everyone to see and show. I want everything I do to point back to how great God is and everything He's done for me. So this week we're going to continue that, and we're going to talk about being prepared. So when you think about being prepared, there's a lot to it, right? Like, it depends on what are you preparing for. If you're preparing for a test, you're going to study hard. If you're preparing for a sports event, to play video games, for a concert, whatever it is, everyone prepares a little bit differently. And so when I think about this, like, what are the 300? How are they getting prepared for this moment that they're going to go up against this massive Persian army? Like I said, they didn't have a lot of time. This kind of was sprung on them. They've got a few days probably to get prepared. What's most important? What are you thinking? What do you got to grab? You got to sharpen weapons. If you're like me, it's like, hey, how much food do we have? Are we going to have enough? We're going to be out there for a little bit. I get hungry. Who are you going to sleep next to, right? Who's going to be your buddy that's got your back? There's a lot to think about when you're getting prepared, especially for something that big. So in our life, I want to think about, okay, if I'm going to take from them and talk about being prepared in our faith, what are some of the big aspects I think, hey, this is how we can prepare, this is what we could prepare for? I narrowed it down to 4 that I'm going to talk about tonight. So 1 is training for the fight. 2 is who are we fighting, where are we fighting, and how are we fighting? So those are kind of the main 4 that I want to talk about tonight. And I think at the top of that list, when it comes to being prepared, training for the fight is obviously the top, right? Training for anything you want to be good at is the key to it. And so the training doesn't start when the thing's about to happen, right? Like, I'm preparing for this message. I didn't just sit back there just now and be like, all right, well, I better think of something. It took time. If you play sports, you are involved in band, choir, whatever it is, you know, hey, it takes time to get prepared, to get ready for it. And we want to put that effort in. And so when we look at the 300, they didn't start training when the battle was about to happen. We see a lot of movies about that, like, they're scattering to get the army together and get a fighting force, and there's a bunch of farmers, and the guy comes along who teaches them how to be heroes. No, the Spartans were people that, hey, no matter what was going on, they were training. They were getting ready for war, even in times of peace. Like I said, this is a war state. They're known for this. People don't want to fight them, but yet they're getting ready for it because they're like, hey, someone's going to come along. Someone is going to challenge us. There is going to be a fight down the road. That's just the way the world is. And they weren't sitting around waiting for it to show up at their doorstep. They said, every day we're going to prepare for this. And so when we're thinking about that, we should be the same way. Because here's the thing. We know difficulties are coming. I talked about it last week. You've all probably been through stuff or dealt with things or had times where you just felt like everything was going on, was way too much, and you didn't know what to do. And here's the thing. That's what's going to happen. Jesus said it himself in John 16:33. Says, I've told you all this so that trusting me, you will be unshakable and assured, deeply at peace. In this godless world, you will continue to experience difficulties, but take heart, I have conquered the world. Jesus tells us flat out, you're going to face problems. Challenges are going to come your way. Things are going to be hard. You're going to be tested. And so if we're wanting to be Christians that are ready, we're prepared, why are we sitting around waiting for the struggles to happen, and then all of a sudden we want to start reading our Bible? Oh no, the problem hit me, and now all of a sudden I'm going to try to train. Now I'm going to read, I'm going to pray, I'm going to do this. It doesn't work that way. So to make it a little bit more fun, I've got a little game. I need a couple of volunteers. We're going to look at how much of a difference training makes. So, Hey, all right, y'all two, Aiden, you come up here. You want to come? I need one more girl. Give me another girl that wants to come up here. All right, come on. All right. So we're going to do boys versus girls. This is the way it's going to go. Can you turn on my house lights for me real quick? So, Here's the thing. Well, you need to pick. One of you is going to be on each side. So one girl's going to be on the brown bag, one girl's on the pink bag, one boy on the pink bag, one boy on the brown bag. So y'all decide who's going to be where. Okay. It doesn't, y'all can just stand there. We'll start with the brown bag. All right, open up the brown bag, see what's inside. It's a jump rope. So here's what's going to happen. I've got a clip of someone who put in a lot of time and effort training for something very specifically, and we're going to see if y'all can beat them. So y'all watch our clip real quick. So right there, he set the world record for the most rotations in a single jump. It's 8 rotations. So he's able to jump and spin the jump rope underneath him 8 times before he lands on the ground again. So y'all step out here to the middle of the stage. So like I said, that's a Guinness World Record that he set there. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds to give it your best effort. There you go. You saw the height he got. You got to be explosive. No, it's pretty impressive. They got a new career path. They need to go in entertainment. All right. I'll give you one more practice, and then it's the real attempt. All right, so here's your real attempt. We're going to see it'll be boys versus girls who gets the most rotation. We'll give you 1.5 there. 1.5. All right, let's see. You got to beat 1.5. I'll get you a few practice tries. Okay. All right, 2 more practices, and then we're going real thing. All right, here you go. This is the real attempt. All you got to do is beat 8. Set a new world record right here. We're going to go 1. So, without any preparation, yeah, y'all didn't do too well. It didn't go great. All right, let's see what y'all got. Y'all open up y'all's. 3 bowls. All right. This one, if y'all thought this was impressive, this one is far more impressive in my opinion. And I'm going to make it easier on you. This is Red Panda is her stage name.
I have those bowls at my house.
All right. So obviously I don't have a unicycle. So I'll make it easy. You can start with 1. I want 1 bowl balanced on your head, 1 bowl on your foot, up and catch it on your head. Like I said, I'm making it easy. You don't even have to use the unicycle. And you can just do 1 bowl to start, yeah. If you get 1, we'll go 2. I think the most I've seen her do is 8. No, she didn't hold it, and she was on a unicycle.
Wait, how many attempts?
I'll give you a couple practice attempts.
All right. Oh, that makes it worse. Bro, it's so slippery. Wait, can I put it on right here?
You can try it. You think that'll help? Like I said, you're struggling. She was on a unicycle 8 feet up in the air. She didn't have a problem with it.
Feet like 67.
Yes. Oh, you got the height down. You just got to get back.
Oh, I know what I need to do. I need
I'll give you 2 more. So 1 more practice, and then we're going real thing. All right. Here's the real shot. That was better. This is your real attempt. Can you land 1? That wasn't bad, I will say. You got it up there, which was impressive. All right, Peyton. You've got to get it over your head to win, all right? Or at least tie.
Look at the bowl she has.
Over my head or higher to win?
Huh? I mean, if you hit your bowl on your head with that bowl, you'll win, all right? You get a couple practice, yeah. I gave him about 5. I gave him 5 practice attempts. I'll give you about 5.
Wait, put it on your foot first.
That was close-ish.
Is that not it? Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, put it like this on your forehead.
My forehead is too oily for that. Okay. Thank you. I love you. Okay. Wait, I need a hat. Where's a hat?
Me?
Hat?
Yeah.
There's not lice, right?
No.
I used to get lice a lot when I was in like,
Yeah. Let me borrow your hat. You don't have lice, because I do. Yeah, I don't want your lice mingling with my lice. Very particular about my lice.
I put one on my shoe first, then I put
Here we go.
wait. Give me a unicycle, teacher.
Yeah, that's what makes it easier, is the unicycle. All right, let's go. One more. This is your real attempt here.
Wait, hold on. Okay, amen. Okay, God got me. Hold on. I can't even get it on my foot.
No, she used glue and made it look wobbly.
No, you don't see it in this clip. She takes them all off. Like I said, you can find tons of videos of her. Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty close. I am going to say that one was closer, so it was a tie. Boys one over here, girls one on this side. Thank y'all for participating.
Oh, yeah. Hey, clap for me, Abigail.
So, obviously, I mean, a little bit sillier than what we're talking about, but just showing what a difference. I mean, when you put time and effort into training for something, what a difference it makes, right? I mean, these guys struggled to get one bowl even up in the air while she's launching 5. That guy could probably jump rope 6 without even trying. Aiden could barely get off the ground. So it's a difference in styles. But here's the thing. Like I said, the Spartans trained intensely, and it started at a young age. They didn't wait. They weren't like, okay, I'm just in middle school. Like, I'll really start worrying about this a little bit, when I'm older. Or I'm in high school, I'll start getting serious about when I'm in college. No, they started when they were young. I mean, from the time they could start walking, their parents would have started training them. At 12, most of the young men would have been sent out into the wilderness for a year to survive on their own, with the idea of you either get tough and survive or you don't come back. That was the kind of training they went. They would have taken 12, 13-year-olds and put them up to fight against men who had been to war, been to battle, and they weren't holding back. It was intense training, but it was because they had this idea that, hey, we're making you the best warrior you can be. And so if we're going to do that, we can't take our training lightly. Like I said, they're not sitting around waiting for a battle to show up. They said, hey, before it ever shows up, you're going to be well prepared. You're going to be well trained. But us as Christians tend to take our training pretty lightly, right? Like when it comes to reading our Bible, how many of you can be honest and every day last week you read your Bible at some point, right? I can't raise my hand. I need to put it down, right? Maybe you did, and that's great, and you should. How many of you were spending more time reading the Bible or in scriptures than you were scrolling on TikTok or YouTube or social media or that thing? Yeah, some of you are doing great, and that's awesome, and you should be. But when we take this idea, we kind of put, okay, like, I don't really have time this morning, or I'm running a little late, and so that's not going to be my most big priority. But when we think about this, like I said, the battle's coming. We know it. Jesus told us that, hey, you're going to have trials. There's going to be struggles. We know there's an enemy coming after us, but yet we take our training kind of lightly. And like I said, I'm extremely guilty of it. But if we want to be well prepared, the training is the basis for it, and that's diving into the scriptures daily. I didn't put the verse up there. You've all heard it. It talks about the different parts of armor, and the sword is your sword. The weapon that you have is the scriptures and your shield of faith. If you don't grow those, you don't train with them, when the attack comes, you got nothing to defend yourself with or attack with. And so if we're not spending time diligently being part of it, if we're just like, hey, I'll show up to Teen Quest when it's good, or I'll show up to Teen Quest sometimes, but I'm not going to be here on Sunday morning, or I'm not going to serve somewhere because, I don't really have the time on Sunday mornings. That's all part of training and growing in our faith, and it's extremely important. Because again, you can't wait till the hard times come. I've been guilty of it where things are going great, and so you know what? I'm not really reading my Bible as much. I'm not praying as much because it's easy, right? I'm in a time of peace. Like, everything's kind of going my way. And then all of a sudden, it all starts to turn, and now I'm rushing. I'm like, oh, hey, God, like, remember me? I know it's been a minute, but things are getting hard. Like, can you help me out? Or I'm going to start opening my Bible now, but it's too late. I'm in the midst of a battle. Now I'm trying to catch up. I'm already behind. The enemy's there at my doorstep trying to come in, and I'm just standing there being like, okay, wait, give me a second. Let me prepare. Let me get ready. I got to grab this. I got to remember how to fight with this sword and the shield. We can't be like that. That's where the Spartans were ones that, like I said, we can look at and see, hey, they trained so hard to be prepared for any battle. That way, no matter what came their way, they were ready for it. And like I said, they were preparing in times of peace, not knowing who their enemy might be. They were like, all right, we'll see. Whatever comes our way, we're going to be ready. Like I said, we know exactly who our enemy is. We have an enemy, the devil, and so we know who we are fighting. And we're fighting the devil. We're fighting these evil forces that are around us all the time. We know they're coming, and yet we take it lightly. If you haven't watched the series that just finished on Sunday morning, the Worship is War, I highly recommend you go back and watch it. The whole series is a phenomenal series that kind of ties into this idea that, hey, there is a real battle going on that we know is happening, and yet are we fully preparing for it? Are you training as hard as you should be for it? Or are you sitting around waiting, thinking, oh, it's not a big deal, I'm not that worried about it? I highly recommend you go watch it. The guys that taught, Aaron and Jim, way better speakers, explain it far better than I can. So I highly recommend you watch those because there is a battle coming. There are struggles that you're going to face. There's temptation coming your way. And so we know exactly who our enemy is, and we know how our enemy operates. Jesus in the wilderness in Matthew 4:1-11, read the Matthew 4:1-11 for yourself, but it's where Jesus goes out in the wilderness and he's tempted by the devil himself. Jesus faced the exact same temptations that we face. We know the devil's the father of lies, and he's the tempter. And so he goes out in the desert, and he tries to tempt Jesus. And so multiple times he takes him, and he's like, hey, I'll give you this, I'll give you this. And if you read it, it may sound simple, but when you really think about what these things meant, it was an extremely difficult challenge for Jesus to just turn down. One of them would have meant he wouldn't have to go to the cross and be beaten and broken and killed on that cross. He could have just said yes right there. But he chose to do what we should be doing. He knew his scriptures. He was well prepared. He knew exactly what he was going to say. And because of that, he made it look easy. I'm not saying it is. It's not for us. We're not Jesus. But he was fully human. He faced these temptations. He faced these struggles. And when you are 100% prepared, you can face it pretty easily. He was easily able to say, hey, in this moment, in this temptation, in this struggle, I'm going to back it up with scripture. I know my training. I've read my Bible. I know what I'm supposed to say. And he made it look easy. We can do the same. Jesus wasn't this thing that we can't be. He showed us an example of what we could be if we were fully prepared, but yet we fall short of it because we don't take it as seriously. We're not as concerned about it. We let the temptations, we give into them all the time, but yet we know exactly who we are fighting, and we take it lightly. We don't sit there and think, man, the devil's coming. I know he's after me. I know I'm going to face challenges. I know I'm going to face struggles, yet what am I doing to prepare for it? What am I taking it lightly? Am I thinking, no, it's not a big deal, I'll wait till I'm older? Or I'm like, I know who he is. I know how he operates. And so I'm going to be ready for it. He's going to tempt me to do what's wrong. And when I do it, he's going to lie to me and tell me that that makes me worthless or unworthy or unfit. But that's not the truth. God says, hey, you're going to mess up. I know that. That's why I sent my son to die for you. I still forgive you. I still love you. Get up, keep fighting, because he's going to keep coming back for you. And if you just give up, he wins. And so we know exactly who we're fighting. And here's the other benefit. We know where we're fighting. The devil's going to attack you everywhere that you go. And it's not one battlefield. The reasons the Spartans were so successful against this much larger army is they took the time to say, hey, look, this is the area we're going to fight in. There's this narrow corridor. If we box ourselves in here, this much larger army can't surround us, can't overwhelm us. So they used the terrain to their advantage. And they had to fight them one-on-one in smaller groups. And that's what made them able to hold out for days fighting against these Persians. We know where we go fighting, right? When you go to school, you're going to face struggles. Maybe when you're alone at home and you're in your room and you've got cell phone and internet access, maybe it's the things you're looking at. Maybe it's with your family. You've got some challenges and struggles with your family, siblings, parents, whatever it is. Maybe it's in the relationship that you're in. You're facing temptations in that, and you're like, man, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe it's the friend circles that you're in. Are the friends that you hang out with on Sunday the same friends you're hanging out with throughout the week? And so we know where these battles are going to happen, and we have to come up with strategies that work for each one. It's not one overarching, every strategy is going to work the same, right? If we're like, okay, you know what, my big struggle, the area I think I struggle most is when I'm alone and what I'm looking at on my phone or computer. Well, okay, how do I set myself up for success? What game plans can I set in place? Can I make sure, hey, when I'm alone, I'm just not going to take that with me? There's apps that you can have that let other people monitor. Maybe you have a trusted friend or someone you can call and talk to. Is it in your friend circles? Maybe there's friends you're spending a lot of time with that when you think about it, man, like when I hang out with them, yeah, I have fun, but I'm not really living on the purpose. I'm not living the life I know I should. I'm doing things I know I shouldn't. Doesn't mean we have to cut that person completely out, but maybe I need to set up some barriers. I need to prepare myself for, hey, I can't hang out with that person all the time. I need to limit how much I spend with them. Is it with your family? Are you setting up boundaries that maybe you need to set up with family members, that they keep doing things and hurting you in ways that you keep coming back and you're like, hey, I got to set up these boundaries? Or have you set up boundaries that maybe you need to take down because it was petty reasons that's separating you, and you're letting this anger and stuff hold you back from living a full life when you should just forgive? Is it at school? Are you too worried about, hey, what are other people going to think about me? I need to carry around this image. I got to act a certain way. I got to fit in with my group, you know. I play sports and all the players act this way, or in this group, all the people act this way. Am I more concerned about what they're saying, or am I more concerned about what God thinks of me and the way I'm acting? Right? Each one of us has different battlefields. Each one of us has different fields that look differently. And the plans you need to come up with are going to look different for you than it may look for the next person. But you need to think through, hey, I know who I'm fighting, the devil, and I know where he's going to attack me. It's everywhere he can. So where are the fields that I'm stepping on every day, and how can I prepare myself best in those fields? And so we know that. We've trained. Like I said, we're reading our scriptures. We're preparing ourselves for the fight. We've got our sword, which is the word, and we've got our shield, which is our faith. And so finally, how can we fight, right? Like, we've done all this training. We know we've looked at, okay, we know who our enemy is. We know what he's going to do. We know where we're going to be fighting. Now I got to be prepared for that fight. And the Spartans, I think, had a great example of this to start out where you fight, is they fought in what was called a phalanx or a shield wall. And so while one Spartan stood in front in a row, they'd hold their shield up, the ones behind them would brace them. And so they would take the brunt of the impact. The enemy would come charging in, and the person in front would take the brunt of the attack, but they had the support of everyone behind them to hold them up. So they were able to stand strong even against the biggest attacks, and it helped out because the person behind would have a spear that could help attack. And this person up front, when he felt a little bit of relief, could attack with a sword. And so they stood strong because they worked together. They didn't face it alone. They said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to branch off alone. They weren't ones that did like guerrilla warfare, one broke off. They said, we're going to stay tight together, and we're going to work together as a unit, and we're going to win. And it worked so well. They're not the only group that used this style. It was super common back then because it was incredibly effective. But man, they did it better than most. And when we look at the scriptures, it says the exact same thing. In Ecclesiastes 4:9-12, 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help. But if someone who falls alone is in real trouble, likewise, 2 people laying close together can keep each other warm, but how can one be warm alone? A person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 can stand back to back and conquer. 3 are even better, for a triple braided cord is not easily broken. So when we look at that, I mean, Scripture tells us, and we know it, research has proven over and over again, we're not meant to be alone. You need people there. This is just one of many verses that talks about having a community, people around you, that when you're connected to other believers, people who have your back, you can fight and overcome, and you will live a better life. It provides better outcomes. It's proven, like I said, not only in Scripture, but in research and just life in general. And so when we think about this, like I said, the Spartans had a great starting point. And so they fought with one person in front and people behind them supporting them. In this, it talks about, hey, we should fight back to back. And so that's the way it should be. As you start out going to church, going to Teen Quest, the reason we have all these children's ministry is that as you grow in your faith, we're there to help support you. We're not here just for fun. We're here to have you. Your leaders are by no means perfect. We don't have it all figured out, but we've been in this battle longer than you. We've figured some things out. And so we're here to help hold you up when things seem overwhelming or too much for you to handle. We're there to back you up, to give you that support, to keep you standing in the fight. Because if you go down alone, you're stuck. If you go down and an enemy is actively attacking you, trying to keep you down, trying to make sure that you die there on the ground, a spiritual death, that you never get back up and become all you meant to be, he's got you. And he's going to keep you down there as long as you can. And so what we're here to do is either help bring you back up or stand behind you and, man, let that attack happen, but we're going to hold you. We're up. We're going to support you. We're going to keep you from getting knocked down. So this idea that, hey, you need someone that you can stand back to back with eventually. Here it's great that you have someone supporting you, but then you should make connections with friends, the people around you, that you stand back to back with and you support each other. that, hey, as I get attacked on this side, I've got your back, and as you get attacked, I've got your back. We can hold each other up. And then when it talks about a triple braided cord, it talks about intertwining. This isn't someone you just call when things are hard or someone I see on Sundays. This is someone, hey, who I do life with. They're a huge part of my life. When I think about this, for me, growing up, it was Parker Williams. He was my best friend since elementary school. We played pee-wee soccer together all through high school. We hung out constantly. We went off to college together. We're roommates. We had each other's back. We had our differences. We argued. We were basically like brothers. But man, anytime I had a real issue, I could go to Parker. I know he was going to be there for me. When he was struggling, I was there for him. When I think about it now, Parker's off. He's got his family. He's over in Germany right now. Now I think about it, it's my wife, right? Every day I wake up and I've got my wife in my life and we're intertwined. We're doing this together and we have to stand strong not only for us, but we've got kids that, hey, we're standing strong for us. We've got to keep each other up because we're facing our battles. Some of them we're facing together. Sometimes we're facing different battles. But we're holding each other, supporting each other, and then we're also helping support our kids, making sure that they grow up strong. But what's amazing is you have a church where now I get to bring them here, and Abigail, who my wife is a leader for, is making a huge impact in my daughter's life, and she loves seeing her. And so you do this to build this cycle and build this community. So I want to see if I can kind of illustrate this. I like teaching out Kids Quest. So Noah said I could bully him around a little bit, so I need to come up here on stage for me real quick. So I want to walk through this and just kind of demonstrate what I mean. And so, Noah, just stand there real relaxed. So if Noah's standing there real relaxed, think about this as someone who's like, man, I have a Bible, but I don't ever really read it. I go to church, but I don't really listen. And all of a sudden an attack comes, and he's got nothing. If I wanted to, I could throw him to the ground pretty easily. I can push him around, shove him around, because he's not prepared. All right, walk back over here. Now all of a sudden, let's say Noah decides, hey, I'm going to open up my Bible. I'm going to start reading a little bit. So I've read some scriptures. I know some scriptures. I feel a little better. I'm going to church. I'm a little bit more engaged. I'm doing a little bit more. Now he's in a good stance. He's kind of braced himself, right? But here's the thing. A lot more resistance, harder. He's staying in it a little bit longer. But here's the thing. The devil is not some small, weak enemy. It's not some cartoon character. It is an enemy that has unlimited resources that is going to come after you. And the stronger you get, the more he's going to come after you. And so if you stand there on your own, you're never going to be able to do it. Because here's the thing. You can know as much scripture as you want. You can know the Bible backwards and forwards. You can have 100% belief in God. But like I said, the devil is going to keep throwing temptations and struggles and hardships at you. No matter how prepared you are alone, he's going to throw enough at you that he's going to take you down. So who's a good friend of yours? Pick one right now. We're going to see who you like more.
I'll pick Hayden.
Okay.
What?
You picking him?
No, I'll pick Preston.
Okay, come on, Preston. All right, so come up here. So like I said, so what they would do is this guy's facing that way, getting your ready stance. And so the way the Spartans face is he would put his shoulder in your back and you're bracing yourself, right?
Oh, I see.
And so, boom, now he's fighting. He would normally have a shield. I didn't want to throw a shield around. But now all of a sudden, as I push, Preston can push back. And it's stronger and it's harder. And look, they can do a lot more. But again, as they're growing in their faith, they're not fully armored up yet. They're still learning. They're still growing. The reason we come to Teen Quest is because, hey, we've got Michael in Montana. Y'all come up here real quick. Y'all step over this way. So same stance, but now they're going to back you up as well. And now all of a sudden, guess what? I'm not winning that fight. That's what it's all about. That is someone who said, hey, you know what? Not only am I reading, y'all two can wait here real quick. So not only am I reading my Bible, am I doing my scriptures, am I got maybe a friend with me? Hey, I'm coming to Teen Quest. I'm involved. I'm being a real part of this church. I've got a community. I know there are people that, hey, when I've got a problem, I can go to. Your friends are great, but like I said, find someone in your life, whether it's your parents, a leader here, someone else in the church that you trust and like, that has just done more than you. They've been in the battle longer than you. They're more prepared than you are. They can help guide you. Because like I said, them two together put up a lot more of a fight, but yet they're still young. They still haven't learned everything. When you get more people behind you that, hey, guess what? They've been in this. They've grown in their faith. it's hard to overcome. But then, like I said, eventually as they get older, they graduate from Teen Quest. They're out in the real world. They're in college. Hopefully you find friends. But now all of a sudden, come stand here. Now you're going to stand back to back. And now all of a sudden, if I push on Noah, he can push back. And then over here on this side, same thing. If he's getting attacked, Preston's getting pushed, Noah can push back this way. And they can start to work together, and they've got each other's back, where even if they're both being attacked at the same time, they can hold each other up. Talks about if you get a third person in there, man, now you've got every side covered. You can hold each other up from each direction. Y'all give them a round of applause. Thank you, guys. Let me bully you around. I just wanted that to kind of demonstrate the steps of what I'm talking about, to kind of make it practical so you can kind of see. Like I said, you start out unprepared. You're easy. You're an easy target to take down. But as you grow, you get people behind you. All of a sudden, you're a real problem. And here's the thing. That doesn't mean that everything's going to be easy. You can train as much as you want. Problems are still going to come. And like I said, the devil's going to hit you harder. The more you grow, the bigger a problem you become. The more faith you have, the more you share your faith, the more you step out, the more the devil wants to take you down. And like I said, his ultimate goal is that you go down on the ground and you just give up. And you say, hey, you know what? Like, it's too hard. I'm done. I don't want to try anymore. And you're out of the fight. And that's a perfect place that he wants you. He says, if I've got you there, it's all over. Now, here's what I will say. Noah, did it hurt more when I pushed you around by yourself or when I was pushing on you and there were people backing you up? It hurt more, like you felt more pressure on you?
Oh, no, you got more people.
Yeah, so here's the thing. When you stand up and you take that attack head on, you're going to feel it more. It's way easier to let an attack hit you and knock you to the ground. If you've ever played a contact sport, when you get hit, you want to go down, you absorb that impact. But when you're forced to stand there and face it head on, it hurts more. You're going to feel it more because your friends are not going to let you go to the ground. They're going to hold you up and make you face it. And it's not always fun and it's not always easy. But that's how you stay in the fight. That's when you say, hey, I'm going to lean on my friends and the people I have around me, and I'm going to trust God. I'm going to continue like I talked about last week. I'm going to stay on purpose. I'm going to take pride in this even when it's hard. And so when we think about this, man, we need to put in the time to train. We need to think about who is our enemy. The devil is a real enemy. There's a real battle going on. Like I said, I hope you'll go back. If you didn't get to watch all the Worship is War series, I highly recommend you go back and watch it. It explains that idea so well. We need to think about, where are we fighting? Where are you facing the most temptations? Where are you facing the most struggles? And then 2, who am I fighting with? Again, these aren't people that you want to take lightly. These are people that, hey, when I'm facing real difficulties, when I'm in the real midst of a real battle, a real struggle, who's going to have my back and support me and keep me in this fight of being on purpose and living with pride? Y'all bow your heads. Surprise! Wake up real quick. Expect the unexpected, okay? Lastly, here's the thing. You can plan as all you want. You can prepare as much as you want to. It's not always going to go to plan. The Spartans had a great plan. The strategy went well until the Persians found a way around. Now all of a sudden the Spartans were being attacked on 2 fronts, and they couldn't do it. And in that moment, they knew what was going to happen. They knew they couldn't win in this moment. But they knew their purpose wasn't to necessarily defeat the Persians. It was to hold them here as long as they could. And so even though it meant certain death, they stayed there and fought and held on as long as they could until the Persians were able to kill them. But that didn't mean they lost, because ultimately their goal worked. They kept the Persians from being able to march on Sparta until that celebration was over, and all of Sparta was able to come in and join the war and win. Sometimes, no matter how well prepared you are, how many people you have backing you up, you're going to get knocked down. Especially now when you're younger. You can plan it all out. You can think, I've done it. I did everything Joel said, done everything I learned at church, but yet it still just doesn't seem to be working. And so in those moments, like I said, it's not over. It's not like God's given up on you. You're going to face challenges that seem too great. But it goes back to last week where, hey, I'm going to live out my purpose. In the highs and in the lows, I'm going to trust God. Guess what? People, no matter how good of a friend you've got, how much of a community you got, they can only do so much. They can only speak so much into your life. Ultimately, it is all I got to depend on God. And like I said, there's some amazing Christians that have had amazing support groups that face some things that you're like, how are you making it through this? And they will tell you the only way they can do it is because they're trusting God. And even though you would look at them and they'll tell you, like, I don't know how I'm going to make it through this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know why this is happening. They still have that mentality of, hey, I'm going to trust God. And they do make it through. God is there. He's going to help you get through it. And so don't give up. Like I said, don't get discouraged just because you're like, I tried everything you said, Joel, and it's not working. I'm still struggling. I'm still facing challenges. It still feels like it's too much. Keep trusting God. Keep pushing through. Keep living on that purpose. God said, and like I said last week, He's never going to give you more than He knows you can handle. Not more than you want to handle, not more than you think you can handle. He will never give you more than He knows. The one who created you knows you can handle. And like I said, those tests and those challenges are what make you stronger. They're what gets you ready for even bigger battles down the road, or make you stronger to help back someone else up that's going to need it later on down the road. So in those moments when you may feel like, hey, I'm going to give up, don't. Continue fighting. God's not done with you yet, I promise. So we need to continue this fight like our lives depend on it, because it does. Your eternal salvation depends on it. Someone else's salvation, someone else's eternal life depends on you keeping in the fight, pushing through to be there for them. So as you go on, as we go about this, keep being prepared. Don't wait. You're not too young. It doesn't matter, you're middle school, high school, you're getting ready for college. You should start preparing now, because there's a battle going on. Difficulties are going to come. Struggles are going to happen. And if you wait for them to hit you first, you're going to lose that battle. But if you're prepared for them, you can go through anything with the joy and happiness like no one else can. Y'all bow your heads this time for real. Dear Lord, thank you for everything you've done for us and allowing us to get to meet here tonight. I pray for those coming back from the Philippines trip that you keep them safe, Lord, and give them the rest that I'm sure they're going to need as they get home. I pray for all these young teens, Lord, that as they go out into this life, they get ready for summer, go back into school, that they continue to get prepared, Lord, that they understand challenges and difficulties are going to come their way. The devil's looking around for the weak ones to try to take down. And I pray when he looks here at this church, he sees nothing but a group of teens that are well prepared, well trained, ready to go, waiting for that battle to face it head on. And they're not discouraged by some obstacle that gets in their way, Lord, that they would be ready to face anything. They live their life on purpose, and they take pride in what they do and live a life that stands out differently from everyone else around them. I pray that you keep them all safe and healthy as they continue on their summer activities and get ready for camp. And it's your name I pray. Amen. You have the papers there on your table. You can do your devotional time for the next 10 minutes or so. Spread out. You can read your Bible, work on that. Whatever you want to do, just stay quiet and respectful of the others around you.